Well, hello friends, and welcome to another WSIB Truth Matters with Joe Machado, where I separate the truth from bullshit, facts from fiction, in plain English. And so today, Monday, July the 7th, it seems that the union and the WSIB leadership have reached some sort of a deal. Well, let's examine that and let's see where we go from here. Without any further delay, let's get at it. It's a deal. Is it a good deal, or did they cave? Did the union cave, or did the leadership cave? I know one thing. I know that they were both under significant pressure, although I am certain the WSIB leadership was in far more pressure. They had their backs against the wall. You see, they don't like being exposed for their nasty business, for who they really are. And we really started to drive the point home. And we started to pull back the curtain. As you saw in my last week's episode of all of the chiefs, over $3.5 million per year paid for 9 people. There's more chiefs than that, but I only had enough time to do those. That's a lot of money, over $300,000 per year for each one. And a lot of those increases came over the last 2 years, over 30%, in some cases more, in increases to their salaries, while they're denying the union, their frontline staff, the ones who actually do the grunt of the work. 3 things. We've talked about this, right? An increase in pay to be at par with inflation. Reduced caseloads, which makes sense to me because I get to see it. And more training, absolutely. But today I had a very different video coming out. It's my Drain the Swamp video. But you can count on that coming out on Wednesday. Because even though they seem to have come to some sort of a compromise, and I'm not aware of the details, and I don't suspect that there will be any until that deal is ratified and voted on by the members. So I can see that they're going to stay a little bit closed-mouthed about it. And I think that some details will begin to trickle out. But one of the things that always just makes me fucking disgusted about Jeffrey Lang, the president, and his underlings. If you look at his statement on the WSIB website, I'm going to put it up here for you to see it. It states, "Our number one priority has always been and continues to be helping the people who depend on us," said Jeff Lang, President and CEO, Chief Executive Officer of the WSIB. We do work that makes a difference in people's lives and in our communities. I am proud of our team's work the last few weeks, and I'm very excited for everyone to come back together so we can keep supporting Ontarians who need us. Are you fucking kidding me? Right? You have the audacity to accept a $451,000 salary when the WSIB is slashing benefits and denying and cutting everything for injured workers. Right? You did that. Right? When you had a deal with the union 2 years ago, and I don't know what that deal was, but it wasn't a good one because the union went on strike. And you and your underlings continued to increase your salaries and enrich yourselves with 30% salary increases over the past 2 years, right? You fucking did that. You think we're going to forget it? I mean, I'm going to remind you. Some people may have a short memory, but I don't, right? So your priority for helping injured workers, that you make a difference? How the fuck do you make a difference when you have the people who work for you, the ones who actually make a difference, the ones who make decisions that affects people's lives, right? How does that make a difference when they're standing on the fucking picket line? When you're in your lofty offices with your underlings, with your salaries, your own salaries guaranteed. You don't have to fight for fuck all, right? And then you have the audacity to say that you're proud of your people who did the work for the last few weeks, as if for some reason what you did to put your staff, the majority of staff, on the picket line. You're trying to minimize that and minimize the reasons why they did so, like a slap in the face, by saying that those who were under you, managers and directors, or whoever the fuck else you have going on in there, that were able to do the job, keep things going, right? So you make a deal, you give them a kiss in the cheek on one side, right? And then you got the knife and you stab them in the fucking back on the other side. Kind of like, well, we didn't really need you, but we're happy to see your back. Really? Fuck off. I see through all of your shit, all of your games, all of the bullshit, all of the havoc that you cause for people. But you know what? There's more coming. In my Drain the Swamp video. And after that, because I'm not letting up. You see, my friends, our investigation into some of the key players in the leadership, right? The guys upstairs, the fat cats, turned up some pretty alarming information. You see, they're not the only ones who have access to private investigators. I've been in this business for over 30 years. Many, many contacts, many alliances, many strategic alliances, and that's good, because strategic alliances means that my company does well, and those who are strategic alliances and are able to serve the needs of our company, they do well because they're loyal, right? So you know what? I'm not done with you guys yet. Not by any stretch. If you think that the pressure's off, nah, think again. Because the 300,000 plus a year salaries, I don't think anybody. I know every injured worker in this fucking province because it can't swallow that pill. Right? No. Because you're leeches, eating from the trough, taking from the mouths of injured workers who need you and their families, their children, sitting at the kitchen table for supper. And they have to go without. Right? They don't have a voice. But I have a fucking voice. And it's fucking loud. I'm sure you're paying attention. So we're going to keep the pressure on the leadership. We will continue to pursue WSIB settlements. We'll continue to pursue justice for our members vigorously. There's been an uptake on applications for our preferred legal provider network. Lots of really good, tough, experienced lawyers and paralegals out there, all joining together. So stay tuned for the Drain the Swamp video, my friends, coming up on Wednesday. I'm going to get back to, on a weekly basis, back to law and policy decisions that matter, that can have an impact on individuals today, what's going on in their cases, answering questions, doing Q&As for viewers and subscribers, because there's a lot of content that I still need to get through. And I want to get back to that at least once a week. But the pressure will continue. All right, my friends. So I've put a link below in the description of this video. And the link will take you to the WSIB's website. And there you're going to be able to find out information pertaining to healthcare approvals for treatment, appealing a decision, how that's going, how they're dealing with that over the next 2 or 3 weeks as they try to get things back to somewhat of an ordinary or regular schedule. Issues such as appeal time limits, there are some accommodations or concessions there. Access to claim files, which has been a bit difficult over the past couple of months. So there's going to be a transition period there. Scheduling hearings, work site meetings for those involved with return to work services. So just click the link and you'll be able to apprise yourself of all of that information. And of course, as WSIB Settlements members, you know how to reach us through our app and to get information that you need about what's going on. And of course, we always deliver information through our app as well. Okay, my friends. So anyway, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. As you can see, I'm skeptical. I don't trust any of them. The leadership. Union, I'm giving them a benefit of doubt. And watch out for that video coming out on Wednesday. Drain the swamp. All right, my friends? And until the next time, take care.
We know that connecting with the right lawyer or paralegal to handle your case can be overwhelming. Do they have the expertise to handle your case? Do they have a good track record? Are they affordable? We've got you covered. Legal Pro Connect takes the guesswork out of finding the right legal provider. We've already done the vetting for you and connect you with the right lawyer or paralegal. With the expertise to handle your specific issue and at preferred rates. Get connected today. Visit www.wsibsettlements.com.